Okay, and if you're ready to begin, we will officially welcome ourselves to our practice by getting settled in. You're welcome to stay right in your desk chair, or you can come to a comfier place with me if that would happen to be seated on a different piece of furniture, or I like the floor. I just take a few cushions from my couch, nothing fancy, and throw them down. And if it gets really cold, I'll put a blanket on the floor to begin, so nothing has to be on a cold surface. Now, if you're staying in your desk chair, I always invite you to slip off your shoes to make contact with the earth. It could be through socks, it could be through a carpet, but feeling that sense of grounding will help us find our way to a more peaceful demeanor and attitude today. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Tiffany. It's such a pleasure to meet you. And when we get ourselves set up, we choose comfort over challenge. So you may have heard of meditation practices that ask you to not scratch an itch or move through something that's uncomfortable. Here, when we practice together, I just ask that you readjust if you ever get discomfort anywhere. And that way you can move out of feeling not great and back into your breath, back into whatever we're practicing for the day. Today, our practice is beautiful, I hope calming, and I hope a bit healing as well. That's a long practice. I just want you to know that these are always recorded and they're on the YouTube page, Yoga for You space NJ. The Yoga for You has the number 4 in it. So if you'd like to visit there, if you ever have to leave early or you come late or you just like to repeat the practice, please do. I don't want you to feel like you have to stay the whole time. Even a few moments is a wonderful mental, emotional, spiritual, and maybe physical reset for you. Every time we begin, I'd like to do just a little bit of movements with you so you can work out any ants in your pants from being seated this morning. To begin, once you've found your comfortable setup, let's take a tiny twist to our right. Breathe the arms in. If you're not in your office and you feel like you could stretch the arms high, please do. As you exhale, grab onto anything on your right side and use a gentle amount of assistance here to help you peek over your right shoulder. Try again. Inhale, stretch up if you can. And as you exhale, holding on to something at our left side for a tiny twist here. And we'll try one more each way. Inhale. You'll move at your pace, however the breath is flowing. Exhale. Last time. Big breath in. And a full body breath out. Coming on back to the center, let's tuck our chins towards our chest and then wiggle a little bit side to side to lift up through the backs of your shoulder blades, sitting so tall here. Allow your neck to drop and open the vertebrae in the back of your neck here. Big breath in, envisioning the back of your neck. Envisioning a sense of lightness and spaciousness coming in, new, beautiful, fresh energy. And as you exhale, raise eyes back towards me. Take a peek over your right shoulder. Big breath in, opening through the left side of your neck. Full exhale, back forward. Eyes left. Let's breathe in through the right side of our necks. Coming on back during your exhale. And as you settle in, we'll try to take our chins parallel to the floor and tuck them back just a little so you encourage that spaciousness to stay in the back of your neck. And finally, we'll take a few shoulder rolls. I like backwards. It's a little easier. And also, we're encouraging our shoulders here to set themselves back and down so that you can feel wide across your chest, that you can take some big, beautiful breaths into your open lungs. All right, and on one of those yummy circles, let's keep the shoulders back and down as if you have a soft V at the bottom of your shoulder blades. And finally, to begin practice, we can close our eyes completely if you feel safe in your space. And if that doesn't feel really good for you today, take your eyes downcast, softly close your eyelids to little slits so that whatever you still can see is a bit blurry and unfocused. And in this way, we hope to prevent distractions from coming into our sight. Now, as we practice, we'll still be awake and aware. We'll still be long and proud in our spines. So we try not to be rigid or stiff, and we try not to fall asleep. Okay, welcome, my friends. I'm so happy you're here today, looking for a meditation for healing. To begin connecting with our breath, we'll ask ourselves to not have any criticisms or judgments. If the breath is hard to find, that's okay. Just being present is the key. But if possible, let's see how our breath feels. It might be short and shallow, it might be long and deep. No story attached to it, just taking notice of what is present in this moment right here and right now. I love practicing and learning together because we are all brand new beginners in every second of our practice. This time, this moment together, this space has never happened to us before. So we all come just as we are in our perfectly imperfect ways. And once we connect with our breath, take a moment to fill yourself with gratitude. It could be a really tiny little thing like, wow, I'm so happy I have this breath today. That's a for sure moment of gratitude. Or perhaps in my case, I'm so happy that you all decided to take time out of what I know is a very busy schedule to help yourself evolve into the very best version of you. And after you have that moment of gratitude, we'll try just a little tapping today with a hug. So we call these butterfly hands or butterfly tapping. Take your right arm and place it gently over your heart space. So usually you might have your middle finger just on the outside of your collarbone, front of your shoulder. And then the same with the left. That wrist will be over top. Now it's nice just to feel the warmth from our hands, the embrace, the love and admiration we have for ourselves. You can stay still if it is better for you. You can leave your hands on your thighs if it's best. But for today, I would love to invite you along with me with a bit of tapping, helping us relax and move into a more chill version of our nervous system. Alternating your hands, the wrists will stay together, but the hands just lift and slowly tap. Think of a reassuring, loving tap here. Whatever feels good to you is perfect. Any pace is great. And we're hoping to just tap our way into a calm, cool as a cucumber, really chill mindset here. While you're tapping, find your breath. Inhaling through the nose, if possible. If you're stuffy, it's okay. You breathe however it's comfy for you. And exhaling through the nose if you can. Now, sometimes as we work through our healing meditation, something may come up that feels like I need to let out a big sigh, an open mouth. Maybe it's even noisy, and that is okay. It's great to let that release come in. But for our calm moments, we're just going to try to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Now, there is no set time. You have to stay with your tapping. Take as many taps and as many breaths as it feels good to you. We hope to notice a shift, and then we'll know it's time. Maybe it's just a sense of melting a little bit into our position, softening some edges of tension you've been experiencing. Maybe it's the act of becoming present and dropping away from any regrets or worries that have been bogging us down. When you know that time is right, we're going to let the arms softly fall. Anywhere is wonderful. Feeling long and loose in the arms and relaxed in your shoulders is preferable. If we're feeling a bit too much today, There's never too much of you, by the way, but if you feel like you need to calm your energy, palms down. And if the opposite is true, you're feeling kind of sleepy and you need energy, try opening your palms skywards, wherever they've landed. Sometimes I'll cup underneath my navel, and other times, if I need a bit of space, I'll let my hands fall right on my thighs somewhere. And remember, you can change what you have set up in the beginning anytime you need to. So we've established this beautiful meditation posture, and we are comfortable, yet we're awake. And could you consider breathing in 360 degrees? So sometimes I just imagine my body when I do this, and we know that 360 degrees is a circle. So, for example, the easy space is to think about your torso, your chest cavity, and just really make sure you're breathing fully around that big, beautiful circular space and all the nooks and crannies. And then you can check in with the rest of your body as you do that. For example, breathing around each finger from the nails to the knuckles to the base, wrist, shoulder joint, breathing around everything in your body. 360-degree breathing. Now, alternatively, another way I like to do it, especially if I don't have a lot of time to focus on my whole body, is to envision this bubble, like an aura around you. And sometimes I'll envision it colorful. Like when it's really dark and dreary like this, I like to envision it like a sunny yellow. Just something that makes me personally feel really happy. And as I'm doing a 360-degree breathing strategy around my body, I'm envisioning myself, envelop myself in this beautiful, whatever your bubble looks like to you, in my case, warm, sunny, happy, positive bubble. So two ways you can tackle that 360-degree breathing. Go ahead and work on that for a moment. While you are, consider broadening, opening your whole field of awareness. And we're saturating our bodies like the sea is saturated with salt. And as we're breathing, no matter what strategy you've chosen, let's notice the inside of our bodies. Notice the surface of our bodies. Our breath connection, our breath practice is helping us to feel, or maybe we're establishing today, maybe we're checking back in with a sense of fluidity and receptivity, listening inwards to help cultivate a calm sense of awareness. And remember that as we're practicing our breath, just as when we started, there is no story. So if you're breathing, let's say you chose the method where you're 360-degree breathing and you get an area of tension. Like for me, it's in my low back sometimes. So, I'm breathing and I'm like, oh. Well, instead of establishing a story or a connection, maybe to quickly continue on with your practice, you just label it for a moment. You might just say tension, discomfort, pain, whatever word helps you acknowledge it and move on without lingering and ruminating and attaching this big situation to it. Dropping back into your 360-degree breathing. Saturating your body with this fresh, new life force. And while you're practicing that breathing, consider joining me with a mantra for healing. Our mantra is, I am safe. You can say that out loud. You can see it like a ticker tape across your mind. You can hum what it would sound like to say, I am safe. You can feel it deep in your heart or your belly. I am healing. I am healing. I am free. So our mantra today is I am safe, I am healing, I am free. And therefore, when we practice this mantra, we're letting ourselves know that we're willing to let go. We're giving ourselves permission to release anger and fear. And we become at peace with ourselves and the process of life. I am safe. I am healing. I am free. With this mantra and your 360-degree breathing, you may even feel like you could envelop yourself or wrap yourself in a cocoon of safety, of healing, of freedom. You are strong, but it is okay to move on. Let whatever's bogging you down to melt off your shoulders. It's okay to let go. And if you're a really visual person, you might enjoy the visual of tension rolling off of your body. I always envision breathing it in and kind of scooping it up. And then on my exhalation, releasing it down the back of my body. So then I think about my meditation cushions and how I'll leave a heavy imprint here today in those. That's here to support you. Space you've chosen, your meditation spot, is always here for you. You can let go infinitely. I am safe. I am healing. I am free. Now, as we begin to settle, letting go of that tension, you may notice that we dropped a little bit deeper down, settled more evenly or heavier into the bowl of your hips, while we kept that beautiful length in our spine. Notice any emotions that are present, and if there's a complete lack or you just feel neutral, that is valid and true. It's okay. Whatever you find is great. We might still feel a sense of busy from the morning or maybe calm now that we've settled in. We may feel a little happy or sad, somewhere in between, bright or dim, sleepy or awake. We are engaged in our body's energy with this checking in. We are aware of our mood and what is going on in our mind. And that is the purpose of our practice, to establish a relationship with ourselves and to offer ourselves the chance for something better to begin. And in that, when we can really become one with what's going on with our body, then we're able to more easily establish relationships with others and allow the chance for something new there to blossom as well. Take comfort here, arriving, resting in the present moment, but allow yourself to feel all those sensations and emotions, those feelings that arise when we become quiet and still. And why don't we today try pointing our attention in a really useful direction, a breath focused direction, where throughout the rest of our day, we have this connected sense of awareness, a really confident and comfortable sense of calm, and an awareness of being settled or grounded. Continue staying bright in your posture so that your heart space can shine forward. And perhaps with that little lift of your sternum, you may have just reminded yourself to hold. You can deepen your breath. You might even notice a sense of lightness or brightness in your energy with a small act like that. Quite literally allowing a bigger breath to come in, which can energize you. Such a practical sense in this beautiful posture, not just a spiritual sense. So then we are more consciously breathing. Maybe we're more gratefully breathing. And perhaps it's changed its pace, taking notice of what has arisen. Maybe it's a bit longer or a bit deeper. Perhaps the pace is slower. Notice the beginning of that breath. How long is it? Notice the end of that breath. Try that practice again, being here now. Once you've established a connection to and awareness of the parts of your breath, the beginning, the duration, the end of it, are you able to connect to your body's tiny pause between both the in and out phases of your breath cycle? I love this moment. It is a moment of perfect stillness between the in and out breaths, between the out and in breaths again. That if you can capture it, you can take like this mental snapshot of how you are in that moment. Or maybe you just think about how you feel in that moment. And then it's available to you to come back later and revisit when you're feeling out of touch, stressed, worried, chaotic, whatever may be happening, you can return to that moment of perfect stillness. And maybe you're able to bring to that moment an attitude of tender, loving kindness. Try that again. We notice the parts of our breath, the beginning, the duration, the end, and then that tiny pause where the next part of the cycle begins. The whole breath, the tiny pause, and the next breath. And as we connect here, are there any changing signs in your body? Is there a newfound lightness, perhaps? And then envision yourself in this space. Or if it's tough for you to use your mind's eye, imagine when you looked into the mirror today. Maybe you can call that back to your mind, whether it was your outfit or your face. Just envision yourself in some way. And in your mind and in your heart, hold this image or a feeling. Stay grounded in your awareness and quietly breathe here. Saturate yourself with this breath of kindness and tenderness towards yourself. Feel a warm connection to whatever is happening to you in this moment and within you. They have this broad, bright, perhaps newfound, open sense of awareness, allowing our thoughts and our emotions to come and go. Filling ourselves with each breath with compassion, contentment, and fulfillment. And imagine bathing yourself in this image, how you're seeing yourself in the mirror or holding yourselves in your mind eye. Bathing yourself in all of these qualities: compassion, contentment, fulfillment. And as we begin to close our formal practice together, let's rest inside these moments of expanding and subsiding whatever sensations you're experiencing within your body during your practice. And remind ourselves of our mantra that we can come back to today. I am safe. I am healing. I am free. I am safe. I am healing. I am free. Keep coming back to observing your body sensations throughout the day. Keep coming back to that beautiful mantra to continue the connection we have established, connecting to our truth that is within. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember that you are strong, but it's okay to let go. And in admiration of you today, I bow my head deeply. I'm going back for another little butterfly hug, right arm on top of heart, left hand covering. And give yourself that beautiful hug in gratitude for taking time to practice. I hope your day is beautiful and easy. And until next time, take good care. Namaste, my friends.